You want to get high, man?
That stimulates your mind.
Get up, Chucky!
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Rogin, Kim.
Hello. Welcome to the Rogin Kimcast. It's me. It's Rogin Kim. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing this. I gotta just get this off my chest because I'm working out something that happened to me last night. So I was at an open mic, and I was like 14th or something. So I had to like sit there for about an hour and a half. I'm watching all the comics, and 3-4 comics in, this one lady up front, she's not a comic, and she starts fucking just hooting and hollering. I mean, she's drunk. She's trashed. She's basically trashed, and she's fucking yelling shit, whatever. The comics are handling it okay, but she's just unable to control herself. You know what I mean? And the whole time she's got this dude next to her. I think it's her husband. I don't know who it is. He's like trying to get her to either stop or he can't do shit, right? She's doing whatever the fuck she wants. And then finally, the owner or the host, the person who was in charge of the establishment. What am I doing? What am I like? This is a place called the Tao Comedy Studio. Okay, it's called the Tao, like Tao, like Tao, like Chinese, but they're not Chinese. But it's cool. I don't give a fuck. I mean, they got a yin yang on the stage or whatever. But I don't care. Whatever. It's Asian. Is it appropriation? I don't know. It's not. No. I mean, it is. Is it? I don't know. The yin yang. Who gives a fuck? Anyways, this place, the Tao, is supposed to be a safe space. It's supposed to be a safe space for women in particular. One of the rules, there's rules to the mic, and one of them is there's no misogyny, no rape jokes, none of that. Okay? None of that. Which I don't have any arguments with. I don't particularly have, I don't have a lot of like women beaten material. Though, that is to say, I'm sure it is possible to have funny jokes about beaten women. Not that... Or men. I mean, beating anybody. Beating, assaulting, yeah, hilarious. It's not hilarious in and of itself. You understand what I'm saying, right? Like, a joke is either funny or not. Subject matter ranges all throughout. Sometimes it's not, maybe you shouldn't touch upon that subject matter, but it is funny. Haven't you ever laughed at something you shouldn't have laughed at? I'm sorry, who am I talking to? Of course you know. Anyway, the whole point is that this open mic is a safe space. So this lady was not making it a safe space for open mic comics because she was kind of yelling and the comics didn't know what to do and they were just like, oh, God, please. So this lady got admonished outside. She was admonished. She was told, please be quiet or else you'll have to leave and you can't do that. So she came back in, bummed out, defeated. Just defeated. She looked so bummed. She was so depressed. And then she still couldn't control herself because once in a while she'd be like, yeah, and then somebody tells you to be quiet. We're just trying to have some fun. I don't know. No, you're not going to run me out of here. And then the comics started getting, some of the comics were just like, just leave, please. That like, it's like that vocal lady who says what everybody's thinking but is still trying to be polite. Just please get out of here, please. And then the drunk lady's like, you don't have to call me a bitch. And then the other woman was like, I said please. And then the drunk lady was like, thank you. It's great. To me, this is... people were like horrified. People were uncomfortable, nervous. And I think, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a top-down thing. Is it up to the host to like set the stage or whatever? Or really, it's just me. I'm a masochist in some ways. I don't know. I just look. Isn't life boring sometimes? Don't you want to see like real shit? People, human behavior, like how they're acting, and when they break social conventions, and then how other people act, and how uncomfortable they are. Oh, I love it. I know most people find discomfort in it. Most people find discomfort. So what am I going to do? You know what? I think this is something I don't usually do, but I'm going to play the set because the set, it can't ever go anywhere. It's like 5 whole minutes about this lady in the room. And then she well, here's the thing. She was really bummed. And I felt bad. She's like a real person in the audience. Everybody else is a bunch of, it's like, there was like over 20 people in there, and this lady and the dude she was with were the only two real people. No idea why they're there, why she's drinking at an open mic, and not heckling. Guys, see, here's the thing. A lot of people misconstrue human behavior. I think maybe it's because we're so separate. In fact, maybe it's more of a excuse me. In fact, maybe it's more of a geographical thing. You know what I mean? Like, in New York, I feel like there's a lot more interaction between people. So, like, you can tell when someone's heckling, when someone's having a good time, when someone's just talking. You know, you can tell. You can tell. You can tell. Okay? And you gotta go off that energy. But I feel like in LA, what I've experienced is, like, people get real threatened at any kind of... It is like the social norm, I guess, being established inside of the comedy club. Don't talk. Don't talk. And then if you do, you're bad. And then everybody, like, gangs up on that. And then they're like, heckler, fuck you, heckler. And then they immediately just turn on this. It's like this strange, like, shark-like, let's get them. And then they just jump on whoever it is that's heckling. And it's like, this lady wasn't heckling. She's not heckling, like, trying to fuck you up. She was, like, actually cheerleading. She's actually doing the thing, you know. You know, it's like a stereotype that black people yell at the movies or whatever, or yell at things or whatever. That's what she was doing. She was a white lady, white, like a milfy blonde, kind of a milfy blonde. You know what I mean? Like she was trying to fuck. I think she was trying to fuck someone. She might have been trying to fuck me. I don't know. I ran out of there. Look, here you go. I'm gonna play the set, and I'm gonna come back and we'll talk about the aftermath.
Oh God, yes. Don't leave. Are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Oh God damn it! Don't leave. I want you to stay. No.
Well, I was always told of that.
No. Everybody, give a hand to Lisa. Give a round of applause to Lisa. Everybody, come on. She's not trying to fuck up anybody's night. She's having a great time. It's not clear. You have eyes. She's having a great. We're all talking loud, right? We're all talking loud. We're drinking. It's Friday night. It's Los Angeles. Tecate's in the house, motherfucker. Drink it up because it could be your last day. A fucking rock could fall out of the sky and get us all. You know what I mean? Random little piece of leg. It's just somewhere just be like pow pow and then a little piece of leg. Hit you, right? Lisa, you are the bomb, man. You're the champ. Are you even a comic? You're not even a comic, are you? Are you a comic?
No.
This is a real goddamn human being, okay? Her laughter is more than 100 of our laughter. Do you understand? We need this. This is the only reason I'm here, guys. Like, this is what's keeping me going. I've been doing this for 7 years. The fun's gone. This is what's left. You understand what I mean? There's motherfucking podcasts. There's Netflix. You think you can compete with live? This is live. She's gotta get her money, motherfucker. Yeah. This is a big thing. Lisa, it's fine. It's fine. It's almost done. Are you with her? You don't know her? You're just what? You're her ride? You just met her in the parking lot, literally? Oh my God, this is so much more amazing! Wait, you're not a comic either? He's not even a comic. You don't know her. They came in together. It costs money to stay. They paid money together. They fucking paid money to come in here to watch motherfucking open mic comedy. I don't understand what's so wrong. This is like the best thing ever. This is like the best fucking thing ever. This kind of shit happens at the comedy store. You understand? Like this is that kind of shit that happens in the big time. You gotta be ready, right? You got a 2-drink minimum. These motherfuckers are drinking all night. You have to learn to deal with it. Yeah. Let her have a good time is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, Lisa's having a great time. That's it. That was like my whole set. That's my whole set that I needed. But I needed to talk about, because it's just, to me, I feel like you can tell when someone's trying to fuck up a show, you know what I mean? Like, out of a mean place. And you can tell when someone's just had a little too much to drink. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Come on, it's hilarious. We gotta have a good time. We're here to have a good time, right? We don't be so serious doing your comedy. Jesus Christ. Right, Lisa? Yeah, Lisa. I'm not, my connection to the real world is Lisa. You understand that? The only person here that doesn't do open mics and is dead inside, like the rest of us. She's literally.
You're gonna get a lot of $100 bills for this, baby.
Wow.
You got it.
You gotta get this.
$100 bills.
This is my first.
Wait till you get $1 million. Wait till you get a
Dude,
morning of
it's
it,
like
baby.
thank you. Are you really giving it to me? Are you really giving it? Lisa, I don't give I'll take it. She's literally doing it. Some of you are like, this is beneath comedy. This is beneath comedy, but I just got $100, guys. I get $95 doing comedy in less than 5 minutes. I just did that. You see that? Yeah, this is what the dream is.
That's a real $100 bill.
Oh, now she's taking it back. Now she's showing me what the industry is really like, right? Dangle a little bit of money, flash a little vagina, fucking, and then she's just bringing up Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah, Harvey Weinstein. Baby.
Are you giving that to me or not? Because now I'm being serious. I need that $100.
I know you need that $100, but just.
No, she's not giving it to me. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Lisa. Let's give it up to Lisa, everybody.
I'm gonna give it to you.
She is giving it to me.
I'm really gonna put it down the pants
All right.
like this.
Wow, you seriously don't know this woman. That's amazing. All right, did you give me the light? Because I'm gonna. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. I'm Rogin Kim.
Okay, see? And this is why I love live comedy. So this lady, she came up on stage, took out the $100 bill. I think it was the point, I think I said, you don't have to take your comedy so seriously. And she was like, yeah! And she ran up on stage with me, and she would have shown her tits if I told her to. She was like that amped. She took out a $100 bill and then started just ramming it like I was a stripper, like treating me like a stripper, putting it down, trying to put it down my pants, trying to put it up my butt, trying to put it down my shirt. Well, eventually, she got it down my shirt. She got down my. Well, I let her put it down my shirt. Well, eventually, I figured out it was a $100 bill, and then I think it's on. I was like, "Are you really giving this to me?" And then she's like, "Yeah." And then at some point, she's like, "Can I have it back?" So I was like, "Fuck." She's too drunk. Okay, I thought she was actually giving me. I thought it was my first paid gig, y'all. I thought it was my first paid gig. And honestly, I was sexually assaulted. I mean, it was sexual assault. I mean, right? If I was a woman and a man was doing that, that would not be cool, right? That would not be cool. I mean, I wasn't really threatened. Here's the thing. I realized that, I think maybe all the years of jiu-jitsu, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's still people get close to me, and then I feel like, okay, I could probably handle this if this went south, I think. Maybe that's not a good thing. But anyway, she got right in there. She was trying to, and she was literally trying to cram this $100 bill up the crack of my butt. And then, luckily, I've been doing deadlifts lately, so I just fucking clenched for dear life. It just became an iron fortress. You know what I mean? My ass just like you ain't. She was like, she couldn't get in. So she went over the shirt, and then I let it. And then what I was trying to do, the thief in me was like, I'll just make it disappear. It just went down my shirt, and then I didn't mention it at all, and whatever. I got off, and then she was like, can I have that back? And I was like, and then she was like, no, you keep it. I was like, What happened was I went out of there, and I was still kind of in shock, and then the fucking dude who supposedly was her friend, that wasn't her friend. He's a lying piece of shit. Whatever, you fucking little bitch. You can't even, I don't know if that's your, woman, control her. If not, what's he doing? Is he paid to follow her around? I don't know. Anyway, he asked for the money back, and I was like, fuck. All right. I felt weird. It all was all weird. If she had willingly gave it to me, if she wasn't drunk, she'd given it to me, it just felt weirdly non-consensual, kind of like the way she tried to cram the money up my nether regions, but fuck it. And I was not in the right state of mind at that. I wish I was more God, I wish I was a psychopath at that moment. If I was more of a sociopath and was your friend just assaulted me sexually in public. There's all these witnesses. I think $100 is worth my time, or else we might have to escalate this, sir. But instead, I was like, whatever, fuck it. I just gave her back the money. I have this story. Was it worth $100? I think so. It's not like I really lost it. She wanted it back. Look, if she had never said, can I have it back, and then changed her mind again, whatever, she was obviously too drunk to make the decision. But was she responsible for assaulting me, or putting her hands on me? And here's the thing: I'm not really traumatized. I don't really care. But I think it's really because of the double standard, the gender double standard of sexual assault. I am not allowed. I'm not allowed. I mean, I could press charges. I could sue Dow Comedy Studios. Safe space my ass. Literally, my ass was not safe at Dow Comedy Studios. Okay. I go in there and be like, oh, you're such a safe space for women. There's no misogyny jokes, but sexually assault male comics on stage, no problem. Nothing even. She wasn't even kicked out. Nothing even happens, right? Like sometimes I wish I was that dramatic or took myself that seriously and then took that like I could be making $100 is nothing. I could be suing everyone. I'm suing LA. I'm suing that rich lady. I'm assuming she's rich. She's handing out $100 bills like when she's drunk. Like if I was trash, I still wouldn't hand out a $100 bill. You know what I mean? Because I'd be like, I don't care how fucking drunk I am. This means this is worth a lot. This is worth a lot. I ain't just handing this out. So, and I was like, dude, this might have been worth it. You know, the little whore in me, the attention whore that does stand up, that seeks whatever. Hey, if anything, in my eyes, I was killing with this lady. She was the only real person in the audience, and I was slaying enough that she wanted to hand me money. And I'm hoping that that's just a little microcosm of what's going to happen. I want these white people to be handing me money. No, I'm kidding. Why limit myself to just white people? Everybody hand me money. Just give me money. Sure. Cram it, try to cram it in my butt. I'm gonna clench. I'm gonna keep doing deadlifts and I'm clenching, man. Yeah. But I'll take it down my shirt. Sure, I'll take that. I'll take the 100. Sure, that would have been sweet. I mean, it would have been sweet. I guess in some ways maybe I would have felt icky, but no, it would have been sweet. I could have just ran out of there with that 100, but then I don't know. It just wasn't right. The thing didn't seem right. You know what I mean? It didn't feel right. So even though I was like almost gonna. But no, if she, all right, she's trashed. She was trashed. It's just some lady. She's having a good time. I could tell she wasn't malicious. She was just copping a feel, honestly, just copping a feel. And fine, milfy lady. She had like a Jodie West vibe, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay. If I was single, I'd probably try to smash, you know. I bet it was some kind of weird, I bet homeboy would watch and film or something, and then they'd at least give me more than 100. I would hope. More than 100, please. I want you to blur out my face. No, maybe I could edit the video for them and charge them more money, invoice them for the whole thing. It would have been they could become a client. I don't know. See, slippery slope, right? Slippery slope. You take money for a little groping. Next thing you know, you're taking money for a little sucking, a little fucking, a little video editing. Next thing you know, I'm in Skid Row, sucking dicks for crack. That's what's gonna happen. That is not, of course, true. That's not true at all. Anyway. I guess that's it. That's just, there's nothing worldly about this. I just have to work. I'm working this out. I don't see a therapist anymore. Who am I to tell this to? You know, you tell regular people these kind of stories and they just look at you and they're like, that sounds crazy. But to me, I was like, no, this is exhilarating. This was fun. This was actually fun. It was fun for me. It's crazy, but it makes me also question a couple things. Like, what is it about society? I remember listening to this podcast with this guy, Philip Lombardo, and he did the Stanford Prison Experiment. You know, you should look up the Stanford Prison Experiment. It's great if you don't know about it. And then one of the things he said on this podcast was like, here's a little experiment. If you draw a little square, like with a erasable marker on your forehead, just draw a little square. Don't say anything. Don't tell anybody. Just draw a little square. People will try to remove that square all day, and they'll even get upset, upset. They'll be like, what's that squirm? They either want an answer or they want you to get rid of it because you're like not conforming, right? And then that kind of tears the veil, this like veil off of everything where it's just like, why aren't you doing the thing? Why? You know, and if you've ever taken psychedelics, you know what it's like to kind of be outside of that and then question, like, why are we doing all this stuff? Like, why are there all these rules, these norms? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, but, when you're in it, the day-to-day stuff, when you're in traffic, whatever, of course, you listen to the rules. You have to. It has to be order, or else it's all chaos, isn't it? And it's in these gray areas, like when this lady wouldn't shut up, whatever, and people are like, you're supposed to be quiet, but then she's not. And then it makes them very upset. But then they don't do anything, right? I don't know. It just creates this discomfort. And in a way, we're under the tyranny of this lady who actually has no idea she's being a tyrant. That's the whole thing. And so, I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to be like, let's just point and at the thing. There's an elephant in the room. Let's just point at it and talk about it and celebrate it. Celebrate this crazy-ass lady. Look, so I didn't get the $100. Whatever. I got this great experience, and she didn't lose her $100, and the dude, whoever her spineless man was that she was with, did his job. Everybody feels okay, somewhat great. I fucking left that mic after that, though, because I was just like, all right, I'm not going to stick around for whatever this train wreck is going to be. I mean, in some ways, perhaps it was sadistic or terrible. Maybe it's kind of like I came in and just like la 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 la, missed everything up, and then just ran out of there as an agent of chaos, as a mischievous agent of chaos. I'm just trying to build a name for myself, guys. I'm just trying to be known. You know, I'm just trying to be known as a killer. I'm just trying to be known as someone who goes out there and fucking just slings them, and not necessarily just jokes, you know, just deals with the people. I want to just talk to the people. Talk to the people. That's you know, the best advice a stand-up comic ever gave to me. This dude's name was Angelo Oliver. It was at the Parkside Lounge in New York City. And it was a shitty set. I had a terrible set. Not really. It was at an open mic. So, but you know, it was not my best. I wasn't feeling great. And then he was just like, man, you need to stop bullshitting around and just talk to the people, man. Just talk to the people. Talk to the people and slide them jokes in. But just talk to the people. And every time I follow his advice, I do great. You know, every time I listen to that instinct, I do fine. Right? And every time I'm trying to be a comic working on his stuff, you know, like everybody, it doesn't go that well. I don't know. Maybe I just don't feel genuine, or maybe I'm just a fucking psychotic madman and I need to be living on the edge. Like, this is not, you know, I'm just like a guy who's used to riding around on a fucking Harley and then suddenly given a giant minivan to drive, and I'm just like, oh god, this is boring. Can we I don't know, can we do something? Can I set it on fire or something? Can we do something to escalate? Can we do something? Well, anyway, I don't know. What do you think? Like, if I was a woman, that would have been. See, that's what I'm also talking about, the norms, right? Like, that goes against the norms. If I was a woman up there and a dude was that's bad. That's seen as like predatory and like, you know. But instead, I'm a guy, and I'm not. Here's the other thing. I'm not like a weak guy, and I'm not being like whatever. You know, I'm just standing up there. I'm just taking it. I am basically using her to feed into my energy, right? And yeah, sometimes it's all about energy. Oh my God, this entire thing is this just all about process and about this one open mic I had, and who gives a fuck? I don't know. Just had to get it out there. Thank you guys for listening. Guys, thank you guys for listening so much. The numbers are fucking astronomical. The numbers are through the roof. I've gotten one new listener, and that's like 20%. That's big. I'm trying to find, you know, the bright side to everything, the good side. Because things are bad, sure, but things are also good, you know? Things haven't been better in a lot of ways, you know? Things could be better in a lot of other ways. But you know what? That's just fucking life. And guess what? Life, it all ends in one place, okay? Whether it's sooner or later. The best you have is being on a bed surrounded by loved ones. That's the best. The best you can have. Unless you end up being one of those billionaires who can, like, you know, sustain your life through new medical technology and, like, upload your brain or something, then woohoo, more power to you. And I hope you're listening in the future, Russian oligarch. This is Rogin Kim. Follow me on Twitter, @RoginKim. Follow me wherever the fuck you see me. Just follow me. Like It Follows. Like the movie It. Or the movie It Follows. Or the movie Follow Me. Or, okay. I don't know. Follow me on Instagram, @RoginKim. @RoginKim. Rogin Kim. That's me. Rogin Kim. Check out my website. I revamped my website, RoginKim.com. Go check it out.